Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. We have two triple distilled, 40% alcohol Irish blended whiskeys. The first one is Paddy's, and this is an old brand. The distillery was founded in 1779. So, no, they didn't call it Paddy's or Paddy in 1779, okay? It was just a whiskey from Middleton Distillery in Ireland. But the guy that went around selling it in the late 1800s, early 1900s was Paddy Flaherty, Paddy O'Flaherty. They give him both names on the website. And people started asking for the Paddy whiskey from the salesman. So I guess around right before the First World War, they start calling it Paddy's. It's only aged 3 years. So it's not an extra age or, craft whiskey. It's just a mass-produced 3-year age minimum triple distilled Irish whiskey from Middleton Distillery, produced for the Sazerac Company and bottled at Buffalo Trace in Kentucky. So, it's pretty basic. It's running about $20 a bottle. About $20 per bottle. The competitor has only been on the market 3 years, and it is called the Busker. The Busker. Triple cask, triple smooth, and it is from a distillery called Royal Oak Distillery. It's triple cask. That means they use it's triple distilled, so they distill it 3 times. They use grain whiskey. Also, copper pot still whiskey, single malt whiskey, just like Paddy's, but and they do 3 different distillations. And also, it's aged in ex-bourbon barrels, also ex-sherry wine casks, and ex-Sicilian Marsala casks. Wine. So 2 different wine casks and 1 ex-whiskey cask bourbon. Whose bourbon? I don't know. The prices for this vary wildly. I've seen it up to like $40 per bottle, way overpriced, down to $15 per bottle on the internet, unusually low. I bought this at Walmart on a closeout sale with a special yellow closeout tag for $10. So they got rid of it. I checked Total Wine this morning. Again, they don't sell it. So this was introduced 3 years ago, and it seemed like it's not doing that well. But I say seemed like it. I don't know that. Maybe it's doing great, but it seems strange that Walmart would drop it and Total Wine wouldn't have it. I forgot my glasses. Hold on. I just find that strange. That's all I'm going to tell you. To me, it's strange, There's a few videos for it, not many. Now we'll do this one right. The last one I botched it, and I put the glasses in the wrong label, and then I was like, ain't no way that's right. And then I tested them. I was like, yeah, no, it's not. Okay. So, are you likely to see it for $10? Yeah, pretty much you're guaranteed not to see it for $10. But I did, and I bought it. I was never interested in it. I saw it around. I was like, I ain't paying no $20-something for it. But when I saw it for $10, I got real interested in it, okay? So here's Paddy. Let me moisturize the cork. This will run you about $20. I paid $18.99. Exactly $18.99 plus tax at Rouse's. And it's got a real cork. It's not a rubber cork. It's real cork. So that's something. It's not a twist cap, aluminum cap. All right. It's a real cork stopper. All right. So that's nice. It's only aged 3 years. Like I said, it's not like, oh, it's 12-year age. It's really special. It's unreal. Nah, it's just a regular mainline brand Irish whiskey that's been around for over 100 years. It's well known in Ireland. I talked to an Irish priest one time, And I was like, "Do you like Jameson?" He said, because our old priest, our old pastor that was there for 6 years, he always drank Jameson. So they even had a special bottle with his name on it at the Knights of Columbus Hall, saying for Father Pat only. But then Father Terry, who would fill in sometimes when Father Pat be on vacation or something, he was saying, well, he said, yeah, Jameson's okay. He said, well, I drink Paddy's. Paddy. I said, oh yeah, I heard of that. That's before I ever tried it. He said, we shouldn't be talking about whiskey and confession. I said, but that's not, whiskey's not a sin. It's a neutral object, Father. He said, yeah, that's true. He just found it funny, but I mean, yeah, whatever, but it's just a casual thing, you know what I mean? It's a casual product. Father Terry, he used to crack. Oh, I wonder if I'll see him again. No, he comes back. But like I said, to fill in. Very pale. Paddy's is very pale. The Busker ain't exactly dark. It's pretty pale too, but not as pale. Now, Father Terry, he always be getting on these rants about Ireland, like around Independence Day. One time he says, this week you're celebrating the independence of America when you broke away from the British. He says, now you need to tell the British to get out of my country, Ireland. And everybody was just sitting there in church, like totally aloof to what he was saying, like staring ahead, And I wanted to say, Father, they don't know what you're talking. I wanted to tell him, Father, they don't know what you're talking about. And furthermore, they don't care. I mean, some Americans probably couldn't find Ireland on a map. But he was like always getting wound up over this. If you had $1 for every American that was concerned about the politics of Ireland, you might have. You probably wouldn't have enough money to buy a Big Mac. All right. Anyway, as expensive as those are. Okay, so no age statement for the Busker, although I got a feeling it's not extra age. And we do have an age statement for Paddy because it says on the back of the bottle, age 3 years. So it says, our Irish whiskey traces its roots back to 1779 because that's when the distillery was built. The original Middleton distillery, the new one was built like in the 80s or the 90s. But its true name did not come until much later, when a salesman by the name of Paddy Flaherty roamed pub to pub with sales pitch of equal parts smooth triple distilled whiskey, good humor, and revelry. Paddy was as beloved as the whiskey he sold, in no small part because of the free rounds he'd give at every stop. Like, how do they know all this? It was only fitting that this fine whiskey became known as Paddy's. So tonight, invite your friends to gather around for a toast to Paddy Flaherty, or as they say on the website, also Paddy O'Flaherty. Product of Ireland, aged for a minimum of 3 years, according to the Irish Whiskey Act 1980. Cork Distilleries Company Limited, Middleton, County Cork, Ireland. Middleton Distillery. Imported and bottled by Sazerac Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, my gosh. But their bottling plant, like the man told me on the phone, is in Frankfort, Kentucky, at Buffalo Trace. Woof. The Busker, Royal Oak Distillery in Carlow, Eastern Ireland, instead of Middleton, Ireland. Triple cask, triple smooth. Yeah. Proudly handcrafted. Oh yeah, handcrafted in the factory. I like that. Like Tito's, it's handcrafted. By machines. Okay, you said this is what I'm rooting for. You might be saying, I'm rooting for the Busker. I like quaint family-owned craft distilleries, not these big multinational companies. I get it. I'm down for that. Imported by Disaronno International. Disaronno. Oh, a big multinational company. Okay. The aroma is fermented grains, then distilled, then aged, then blended, then bottled. Yeah. Honestly though, there is sort of like this kind of wine characteristic to it, like leftover wine fumes from barrel. So yeah, I paid $19.99 for the patties, and like I told you, $10 for the Busker, which is very low, unusually low. And no, honestly, you won't find it for that, but I did, so I bought it. And my friend David is like, "Get me a bottle, please." I did, and he drank it all. All right. Now my friend David, who is known to taste many products in a week, he also has a bottle of Paddy's Irish Honey. It's like a honey whiskey liqueur. I never tried it, but I think he's still got like at least a third of the bottle left. Would be a nice thing to try, but I'm not trying it at room temperature. I like to try it from the freezer after 24 hours, because those liqueurs, man, at room temperature, they don't work for me. They just do not work. This has bready notes, like white bread dough after it's baked. You know, like the middle part of the white bread, not the crust. I'm thinking that's Paddy's, because I remember Paddy's having that distinct single malt whiskey thing going. I don't mean it's predominant. I just say it had it going. And the Busker had this kind of harsh grain alcohol thing, like the grain whiskey, like with maize. You say like ethanol. Yeah, like that. All right, cheers. I'll give the Busker credit on this account. It ain't the best. It's got this kind of bite to it. It does have, it ain't no kind of bite. It's a bite to it. It's like, so it's not the most refined thing, even though it's triple cast, you know, triple smooth. Somebody did a video review. It's like, this thing ain't smooth. They ought to call it triple flavorful. He said triple flavorful. I was like, I can get that. I get that, because it's got, you do get the kind of the Marsala, the sherry wine cask, and the bourbon cask, and it like, it kind of clashes. They don't really work together. They're kind of like ring, 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 clang association, you know, like going against each other. But it's interesting. It's not like everything else. But maybe that's why the sales went and they started casting it off. Maybe that's why Walmart closed it out, because people thought when they bought it that it was too clashy, like it was too cacophony. Well, I don't know, man. This one has a pretty big velvet underground. No, I meant to say grain underground, a grain undertaste, grain spirits. Yeah. Honestly, I never was that thrilled with Paddy's. Other people say, "Oh, I love Paddy's. It's way better than Jameson." But my attitude is always like, it's really not even as good as Jameson. But people got their attachments. I think Paddy's is okay, even good. It's got an interest level. Like I said, they make the honey version, which I don't even mention on the website, but I know it's there. There might be some others. You know, Sazerac, remember the company? You might say, oh, I saw Paddy's cinnamon fire. Yeah, well, I believe that, but then you won't see it on the website. I saw Paddy's apple. Same thing. If you told me that, I would never be shocked. Because that's the Sazerac way. Show some of the products you make, but then don't show the other 90% of your portfolio that you make that just shows up unannounced. I do know there's some more Buskers on the shelf that is on their website. The website shows a few, but I know for sure there's more than what they're showing. Are they good? I don't know. I don't own them. This one's sort of a draw. Either way you go, it's not the best, and you're not losing or gaining. So if you buy the Busker, you haven't really gained anything, but you haven't lost anything relative to the other product. If you buy Paddy, or Paddy's, they call it both things on the website, true story. You haven't gained anything, but then you haven't really lost anything relative to the Busker. So they're kind of even. Kind of not that great. Kind of rough around the edges. Yeah. You say, but they're memorable. Yeah, but some, you know what I mean? Like, I would like to forget some things, you know? So, I don't know. I've always Paddy's. Not sorry I bought it. It's, like I say, an interesting product. But it's honey color. I mean, I wouldn't buy it. Honestly, I would never buy it again. I'll get Jameson 10 out of 10 opportunities over this. You say Sazerac's watching you. Their corporate office is less than 30 miles from your house. You're making a big mistake. I know, but it is the truth. The Busker. It's strange. It's a strange whiskey. You say, but they're interesting. They both are interesting. They are both interesting. And if that's your game plan, to entertain interesting whiskeys that aren't necessarily good per se, but interesting, okay, fine. They'll work. But like I already said, I'd rather drink Jameson, definitely, and I would rather drink Bushmills, the white label, you know, the original 5-year age, definitely. So do these compete with Bushmills? I don't think so. Do they compete with Jameson? I don't think so. So, you know, Teeling, don't even bring that name up. Don't even bring that name up. You know, please, these things cannot ever, ever. But I mean, but Teeling is sort of like a little quasi elevated brand. Yeah, sort of a quasi. Clean these glasses again. Yeah, so Drum Castle. Okay, you say Drum Castle. That's like a $14.99. Yeah, I know. I saw it at Albertsons for $14.99 last week on perpetual sale. It went up to $15.99, but they dropped it down to $14.99. You said, that's a Sazerac brand. It is kind of like reduced. Funny thing about it, it's better than Paddy's. Like, you're not supposed to say that on the air, but Drum Castle, yeah, it's better than Paddy's. And honestly, Drum Castle going to kill the Busker. This here was a draw. I'm telling you, it was a draw. Neither wins, neither loses. Hello, Max Walt in the Russian Federation. But Drum Castle, going to blow them up. Teeling. Don't even ask that question. That's going to be a joke, a catastrophe, a fiasco, a catastrophe. No way, no way the Busker stands a chance against Teeling, small batch. It don't stand a chance. What about the two gingers that got bought by Teeling? No, I don't think two gingers got bought by Teeling. I think two gingers was always made by Teeling, even though two gingers used to have an independent owner who still is their like spokesman guy, kind of sometimes sober spokesman guy, who created it. But I think he sold to Beam Suntory. But anyway, I would. You say two gingers, gimmick is only aged 2 years. Yeah, but it's probably better than the Busker. Yeah. You said, what about Kavanaugh? I bought Kavanaugh, the purple label. It's basic. It was $17, you know. It's made by a company called Kilbeggan Distillery. Kilbeggan. And the whiskey scout told me, you know, Kilbeggan's pretty well known. It's kind of well regarded. I said, I never had Kilbeggan, but it sounds nice. You know what I mean? But two gingers, not owned by them per se, but you know what I mean, necessarily owned by them, but it's made by them, because this guy who owned a bar room in Minnesota, he did not have the funds to go build a brewery. I'm sorry, a distillery in Ireland. Do you have the funds to go start a distillery in Ireland? I don't. So, but that's fine. You know, contract distilling is kind of a known thing. It's done all the time. And the two gingers is going to beat the Busker. Yeah. I have a few more. I have Bushmills will easily win. I have Bushmills Red Bush, which will even more easily win. And I have the Black Bush, which beats all the other Irish whiskeys I have anyway. So there's no way that's going to even be a contest. You could probably save some time and skip watching it. I think I'm overlooking a couple of Irish whiskeys that I own. Like, oh yeah, Tullamore DEW. Tullamore. I got that on a great deal. Yeah, Tullamore is going to beat it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. And then we'll move on to Scotch. I don't want it to seem like I hate these products. I do not hate these products. I have no animosity toward the products, and I don't have any particular I don't take any particular issue with the products aside from they're a little bitey. So yeah, the bitiness is like not that fabulous. It's just they're there. They exist. They're here. I bought them. I own them. I'm reviewing them. I'm examining them. I'm taste challenging them. So all right. So which one would I prefer? Neither, honestly. All right. So yeah. One last take. I'm still torn. You say you're stalling. You're stalling. Caught me, huh? Yeah, I'm trying to stall because I'm trying to figure out which is which. Man, I think Paddy's is probably aged in ex-bourbon barrels in some kind of wine cask, though. That's what's got me, enumerated. That's what's got me castigated. This one has more of a nut oil, kind of American whiskey, American blended whiskey, got that nut oil. But they both got that grain spirits thing rolling, boy. That is just rolling. Ooh, they give you the frisson. as they say in Louisiana, the frisson, like the chills, the willies, like, ugh. You take a big sip of it, you'd be like, ugh, give me the creeps. But I think I don't really know, but I think this is the Busker, because I kind of think it had more wine characteristics. It's the Paddy. Oh man, it's so frustrating. But then I'm sitting there the whole video talking about how they're similar, so yes, they're similar. So there you go. Winner? No winners. No winners. All right. Benjamin Carpenter says, oh gosh, Scotch is an endless competition, almost as bad, if not worse, than American whiskey. Right. But I'm not doing Scotch, I'm doing Irish whiskey. 2 different countries. Scotland, here. Ireland, here. Isle of Man, here. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching this video production. Sorry I got it wrong, but what do you expect? They were basically even. So, like I said, if I was given the choice, I'd pick something else. Honestly, I would just get Bushmills or Jameson. Thank you very much.